special correspondent in Maharashtra Times newspaper. He worked for the defense and aviation beats in Maharashtra Times. He is working for last 20 years in defense beats in journalism. He worked for the Lok Shakta also. Today we discussed about the aviation and the defense sectors. So my first question is, does India need a cuts in the defense bids, or India high military spending 14%? Is this required?
Yes, as you know, we are all surrounded by many threats to India, and last so many years there have been many purchases which have not been done for years together, and that forces us to have good spending on capital expenditure also, and for various other things, because our revenue expenditure is also high. And as you know that we want to have we have to actually replace our fleet of aircrafts, helicopters. Then we will be having more and more warships. Then coastal security, as you know, is a big challenge for India. So that is why newer equipments will be coming and adding up to our force, and that requires huge amount of expenditure. And that is why, for cutting down expenditure on capital expenditure in defense takes us a little back, and that creates some problems in the future. So defense preparedness is hampered due to this. The only thing is, when it takes time to have these purchases, the cost escalation takes place. And as you know, recently this chopper day came into controversy, and when such controversies are created, even more the problems get aggravated, and we don't go in for purchases for equipments, and again that's a vicious circle we land up.
And what about the China or border issues?
As you know, whether it is China or Pakistan, wherever, the border issues are always there, which have been pending. And when our defense as a whole per se looks at it from, it doesn't look at from specific country. Definitely we have got studies, but definitely we will be looking at from multiple challenges and multiple threats. So be it China, be it Pakistan, or any other country also, will be definitely, because as you know, recently whenever we had skirmishes with Pakistan also, they have not been on what one as country as such, but it has been as a proxy war, where you don't know actually who the enemy is, and that is the biggest challenge in these years, that we will be able to it will be very difficult task to know who the enemy is, right from piracy to nationalism to many such problems. The culprit, knowing the culprit and who is attacking us, knowing that, making surveillance, that is the biggest task, and then fighting war. So next wars will not be conventional wars, they will be all different, and challenges will be multi-faceted. So accordingly you have to take wars.
So next question is, in today's time, aviation sectors are facing huge crisis. For example, Kingfisher. What according to you is a major drawback of failure for this crisis?
Yeah, major drawback is, as you know, the cost factor. Because the fuel on which the aircrafts fly, that is for India, it is very, very costly. And other cost which is incurred on aircraft, because aircrafts are costly definitely, but other costs also wherever, because the ticket price cannot go to that extent to so high. So that is why the tickets cannot be so costly, because you have to, because of this competition and so many players in this business, you have to actually be very competitive in selling the tickets also. Otherwise you will not get those many customers. So that is the biggest challenge, to how to balance between these costs and selling prices of the tickets. The only thing is, when we started opening up this sector in 2007, that time many players came in. As you know, Air Deccan was the one who started the concept of low price flight, and even middle class.
Indigo was also there.
Indigo is also there, right? Indigo is the one who is doing
Very
good business.
domestic.
Yes, domestic good business. But other players were also there. When Kingfisher entered, that time also people were actually attracted towards the frills to this Kingfisher and the way they were flying. The others were like, as I mentioned, Air Deccan came in, and they kept the entry open to all middle class also, who were for years were accustomed to travel by train, or those who were second AC or that class, they shifted to low cost airlines. But it no longer remained like that. Mergers and acquisitions took place, and when two incompatible giants come together, or businesses come together, it is very very difficult to manage the business. Indigo, as you know, the fleet is very very universal and common, that that they can get adjusted. Turnaround time it is called, that whenever the aircraft comes and gets ready for next flight, it is very very less time they spend on. They make the business.
Kingfisher and SBI, there is problem between these two companies. Because Kingfisher is not paying the debt to the SBI bank.
As you know, more than 6,000 crores of debt that Kingfisher has not paid. That is not just to State Bank, all the banks consortium, and the problems of service tax which is being collected from us on the ticket. Kingfisher has not paid to service tax department also. So that is also kind of deceitful business practices which one should not allow to happen. These problems have been there, that, and that is why people will worry that when the banks pay to such businesses, what should be the answer to this? This is a very very grave and very tricky catch-22 situation where our aviation sector is going on. Only some very few signs are showing up now, that whether it can come up, because recently, as you know, there have been some discounts offered to tickets. Air India also in budget, they have given very good bridging amount, 30,000 crores they will be getting, and over a period of time. So we will see now how business comes up. Tatas have entered recently in this business. So it will be interesting to watch how the business turns and takes place.
Yes, sir. And now next question is, does digital media audience show special interest in defense bids or aviation bids?
Yes, to my knowledge, and as everybody
Or
knows.
is there any incidents where reader asks you about this story?
Yes, certainly, because as you know, from the regional languages also, those who are predominantly reading regional language newspapers, they are also nowadays flyers, and they are very much our customers of various airlines. So they are also readers. When they face whenever they face problems, they would like to definitely read from our newspaper. And when we talk about defense, yes, there have been many good defense journalists. I can name few if we are time, that Mr. Milind Gadge, Diwakar Deshpande, and so many who have written very good articles in various newspapers, and created interest among readers about defense and wars also. They have many people have been there who have done good war reporting from the site also, be it from Kargil or earlier 72 wars, 71 war, and earlier wars also. Then there have been people from defense who have contributed columns in various newspapers and who keep on writing. And now also there are various retired personnel from defense who, after retiring, they keep on writing and contributing articles and making people aware to what this defense is. So it's a good relationship amongst readers and defense bit, and definitely people do like to keep a tab on what is happening. It's their money ultimately which is going on to be spent on defense, so they have a very much right to know how their money is being spent, whether they are secured in this country or not. If you take coastal security, whether their future is secured in our hands of Coast Guard or Navy or Marine Police, or definitely they would like to read. So whenever we write, we get good feedback in our newspaper. People do call us. Suppose recently I did a story on Brigade of Guards from Nagpur, Army's infantry unit. So a retired personnel from that particular infantry was trained in that infantry regimental center. He phoned me and gave me feedback that it was very nice to read about his regimental center. So such rapport is always there. So all, not just Marathi, but also Hindi, Gujarati or other media also, they have been writing about defense, and it's good.
After
interest.
26/11, this has become more in reporting about its security reasons. After 26/11, newspaper or the electronic media started portraying these security reasons.
No, not so.
About just recent, about the recent cases about the ATM case. That one the terrorist was caught the ATM. Recent case.
Not very much. I differ on this because not just 26 era, but earlier to that also, as I mentioned, when Kargil incident, before that also 1971 war, 65, all these wars also, and whether it is war or no war, that time also people have written on it. People have written on the valor of our defense. Then even at the NCC or Republic Day parade, or those getting Shaurya Chakra, and even those proxy wars, those young captains and majors fighting over there on the border of Kashmir. So many years everybody is fighting about Siachen everywhere. So everybody is writing not just about 26 era. Before that also everybody is writing about various topics. And as I told you, war or no war, as you may be aware about Vikrant, the aircraft carrier, which has been turned into museum. Everybody has written about that, and that is why there is so much of affection about all these warships, their names. How do they derive their names from? Everybody knows about what Jaguar, the aircraft is, Mirage, MiG-21s, and everybody.
So my last question is, what is your suggestion for the newcomers in journalism?
About these beats or
All the bits.
yes, hard work is very necessary, and the fields have been expanding now. The knowledge will keep on adding. So definitely journalists have a right to ask and take to task all these people who are doing some or involved in wrongdoings. But for doing that, we must be well informed when we are asking them, and definitely the knowledge will keep on changing, adding up. So we need to brush ourselves for in each and every field. There are some niche fields which you want to go and venture, and you can do that. So there is a vast scope for knowledge, and nothing is there is no full stop for getting knowledge. So whenever we interact with any person, so be on the spot, be on the field, and live as much as a common man also, not just getting some privileges as a journalist person. When if you want to go and meet people, think as if how they are living a natural life, and normally what plight they face and all these problems. When you go close to them, then you understand what are they going through. So if you want to reach to the person of the last mile, then you need to know what he is suffering through. Then only you can reach to them. This will be my.
If any newcomer wants to join the defense beat, what you have to do for it, or what you have to study for it? If you have to join the defense beat or aviation beat.
See, I would tell you that both of these beats, even my studies, I would say, is not completed.
Yeah.
I do learn a lot, I would say. That so it's a unlimited task wherever we go into this. So one must, but there should be some start wherever is there. So get acquainted to these fields. There is so much of reading on, and nowadays everybody on the just a click away you have internet, and you can just Google it or any other site or any reading. There are so many books, newspapers carry lot of material. So keep on getting knowledge about those how these beats work. Then how the knowledge flows over there, what are the systems in place, what is the organizational structure of those institutions, which are those men who work for those in that section. All these specialized knowledge you can get, and then work hard, and on the beat definitely training takes place.
So this was Sameer Karve, who spoke about defense and aviation sector with us. Thank you for such interview, and it great pleasure to meet you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Wish you all the best. Thank you.